come on. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. My name is Melinda Pavek, and I'm the Consul General at the U.S. Consulate General here in Kolkata. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I would like to also sincerely thank Swami Kamal Astananda for inviting me as a special guest in commemoration of the 125th anniversary of the Ramakrishna Mission and the 79th Foundation Day of the Ramakrishna Mission Boys Home. I'm thrilled to be here, and as always, I am so happy to be in a room full of leaders, especially young leaders. What an incredible journey your institution has made in a relatively short amount of time. From a small orphanage in 1944 to an institution with more than 4,000 students studying at the undergraduate and postgraduate level in STEM, the social sciences, and skills enhancement programs. It is truly an inspiring journey. The U.S. partnership with India is similarly an inspiring and consequential journey. It has been and continues to be strengthened by the deep bonds between our peoples, including the 4 million Indian Americans who live and work in the United States. Many of them, as you know, are distinguished Bengali Americans who are very impressive trailblazers. We all know that on September 11, 1893, Swami Vivekananda electrified the audience at the Parliament of World Religions in Chicago with his inspiring speech. In doing so, he introduced India and its people, its culture, its religions, and philosophies to the people of the United States like no other emissary from India had done before. Swami Vivekananda's visit to the United States ushered in a new era, one in East-West understanding, and unknowingly opened a new chapter in the history of Bengali immigration to North America. In the years and decades that followed, many Bengali intellectuals visited the United States, and some decided to call my nation home. The door for U.S.-India cultural exchange that was opened by Swami Vivekananda and his fellow monks from Calcutta was followed by a steady stream of students and scholars from both India and the United States. I feel proud to be a part of this lineage at the U.S. Consul General, as with you as part of your 125th Centenary celebrations. 2022 is a momentous year for both the U.S. relationship with India, the nation of India, and also the city of Kolkata. This year, the United States and India are celebrating the 75th anniversary of our country's diplomatic relations. 2022 also marks the 230th anniversary of Benjamin Joy being nominated by the first U.S. President George Washington to be the first U.S. consul to Kolkata in 1792. As two of the world's oldest and largest democracies, we continue to engage at the bilateral, regional, and global levels to deepen our cooperation on the issues that are most vital to our people. These include countering the climate crisis, deploying clean energy, improving the health and growing the prosperity of our people, bolstering our security and democracies, and upholding a free, open, rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific. As we emerge from the shadow of the pandemic, I want to acknowledge the young people worldwide who have been badly affected by COVID's educational and socioeconomic impacts. I also want to applaud those who have been active in their emergency responses at the family, local community, national, and global levels during these trying times and beyond. What we do for others helps us to make the world a better place and make us better, wiser people. Our democracies have always learned from each other, with our people-to-people ties making us wiser and more constructive partners. Although the consulate is based in Kolkata, our consular district is vast and diverse, with 5 international borders. Consulate engagement reaches into remote corners of the east and northeast region of India, including 11 states, the seven sister states of the northeast, Sikkim, Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. Our work is equally vast and diverse. It includes raising awareness to prevent trafficking in persons, promoting women's economic empowerment and entrepreneurship, supporting the rights of marginalized people, including the health and welfare of LGBTQ+ and tribal communities, promoting U.S. higher education, providing English language and leadership programs for youth, forging trade, economic, security, and cultural connections across the Indo-Pacific region, and promoting the shared values that keep our democracies strong, like the freedom of speech, the freedom of the media, and freedom of and freedom from religion. A key reason for our partnership vitality and success is young leaders like you. I think of it like the roots of a tree. The energy and curiosity of youth through exchanges, people-to-people dialogues in person and on social media, your engagement in building policy frameworks and doing inclusive development work, all of these form new root tendrils that weave around those roots grown by generations that have come before you. Some tendrils find fertile soil and branch out in new directions, becoming a new area for future generations to strengthen. And the roots of the tree are what sustains the health and beauty of the branches and the leaves, and what helps to clean our environment of carbon dioxide and keeps our planet livable for humankind. One piece of evidence of the strength of our roots is in the extraordinary growth in our economic ties, with trade exploding from about $20 billion in 2001 to over $145 billion in 2019. And despite the 2 years of the pandemic, trade was at $113 billion in 2021. The U.S. is India's largest trading partner and was in 2021. And between January and June of 2022, overall bilateral trade already stands at $67 billion, with U.S. exports to India at $23 billion and Indian exports to the United States at $44 billion. So we have very, very active economic ties. Another significant piece of evidence is our ever-increasing educational and cultural connections. Decisions about studies in the United States for Indian students and India for US students are conversations that occur not only between our President and Prime Minister, but also in the individual walls of our own homes. Of the 914,000 international students who chose to study in the United States in the 2021-2022 academic school year, more than 18% of them were from India, just over 167,000 students. And we predict there will be even larger numbers for this upcoming school year. But why are Indian students flocking to study in the United States? With thousands of academic programs, world-class institutions, and unmatched flexibility, the United States offers a wealth of opportunity. These flows of people and knowledge further strengthen cooperation and build even stronger tree root tendrils. 2 flagship programs, Fulbright Fellowships and the International Visitor Leadership Program, are ways that we support and encourage these flows. It is my strong belief that an international experience should be a part of every person's education, whatever their goals, socioeconomic status, or field of study. Many of you are interested in going on for higher education. In doing so, you will experience new perspectives, learn how to navigate different cultures, work with diverse peers, and communicate in other languages. Whether you are a future innovator, entrepreneur, engineer, scientist, doctor, journalist, teacher, or diplomat, these are the experiences that will build the skills that will prepare you to solve the world's toughest challenges, that will make you more competitive in the job market and that will transform you into an even more responsible, engaged citizen. Many people in my generation like to bash people of your generation. That is not a new phenomenon, but it is not an approach that I like to take. I prefer to be intensely curious about the experiences that you have had that have helped to shape the mindset that your generation will become known for. Are you a part of the millennial cohort or Gen Z? In either case, your generations are the most educated in history, with access to so much more technology and information than prior generations had when they were growing up. That has given you a unique perspective, both positively and negatively. According to a Deloitte survey, Gen Zs and millennials are deeply concerned about the state of the world and actively trying to balance the challenges of everyday lives with the desire to drive societal change. They are struggling with financial concerns while trying to invest in environmentally sustainable choices. They feel burnt out while still taking on second jobs and pushing for more purposeful and more flexible work. They press their employers to tackle climate change, particularly when it comes to efforts that they can get directly involved in. And they have inspired organizations to take action to address workplace mental health challenges. What is most curious to me about this summary of Gen Z and millennials is that I would have written the same words myself in my life experiences when I was 18 to 30 years old. As much as the world changes for the better or worse, human beings and our thought processes remain almost exactly the same. It has always been the young people like you who have your mind set to doing something and just do it with courage, imagination, and an appetite for adventure. Only you can define what success looks like for you and chart the path toward it. No matter how much loving advice you get from your parents or from people like me, you are the actor. I am reminded of the famous quote from Swami Vivekananda: take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea, and leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. What inspiring words. I'm truly curious to hear from you about what success means to you and what ideas inspire you. Traditionally, the image of success that so many have been striving for has been a prestigious job title, a comfortable salary, a big house, a snazzy car, exotic travels around the world. We are bombarded by those images on social media where people are doing the human thing and presenting their shiniest self. But for many, that image is superficial and the shiny wears off very quickly. Today, I want to talk about success because the actual definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. By thinking of it this way, you can focus on defining your goals in a way that is meaningful to you and that will bring you fulfillment. I personally love to read. I have loved to read since I was a child. I strongly encourage each of you to embrace reading as a path to success, no matter how you define success. For help getting the most out of reading books, I recommend the book Read to Lead by Jeff Brown and Jesse Wisniewski. As I conclude, I want to share 3 messages and 3 other books that I believe are useful to achieving personal and professional success. Of course, there's the book that we released today, which is the first one that you should read. But the first book I'm going to introduce you to is a message about leadership. To me, leadership is not about titles, status, or power over people. Leaders are those who hold themselves accountable for recognizing the potential in people people and ideas and developing that potential. When we dare to lead, we don't pretend that we have the right answers. We stay curious and ask the right questions. Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead, is a wonderful book to help explore this concept. The second message is about courage and the importance of self-belief and sticking to one's values. Often things do not turn out as we expect, and we are faced with choices. These are times when we need to have courage and trust in ourselves, our values, and our abilities. It is important to remind ourselves to persevere in the face of adversity and carry on with self-belief through our discomfort. Sometimes you need a reminder that you are okay just the way you are. Instead of running on the spinning hamster wheel, thinking about all the things that you want to change about yourself, step off and take a moment to be loving, compassionate, and rejuvenate. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a dear friend, not as a harsh critic. And do this regularly so that you don't miss meeting the excellent person that you are. Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is a great read for defining a life based on value and principles. And while self-belief is important, everyone has moments when they need encouragement. This brings me to my third message of creating a support system and exploring the world and power of networking. Cultivating and maintaining a thoughtful support system will benefit you throughout your life. Do not think about networking as transactional, but rather as transformational. If you would like to learn more about this, I encourage you to read the book Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today, to connect with you during this important anniversary, and to share some ideas about how I hope that your generation and mine can be inspired to make the world an even better place, and the US-India relationship even stronger, one person and one tree root tendril at a time. Thank you so much.